Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Stacks. We are in season 3, episode 8. And if you are tuning in to YouTube Sunday Stacks channel, welcome to the space. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you are joining us in the Alive Podcast Network, thank you for downloading the app and thank you for subscribing to Sunday Stacks. I'm Shemekka Ebony.
And what's going on, everyone? This is Michael Stewart-Isaacs. Hope all is well with everyone out there in the podcast land. I'm excited to be here, and I know we're about to have an exhilarating episode of Sunday Stacks today. Shemekka, what's going on with you?
Yeah, it's always so important for us to recenter ourselves week for week so that we can give ourselves the nutrients and nourishment and the focus we need to thrive. And we are all about here at Sunday Stacks, thriving in the areas of family, community, and company. So, as we get started every week, we always do a week for week check in and we call it How's It Stacking? So, Michael, how's it stacking for you this week?
Well, it is stacking wonderful. I am so grateful that I have focused on my FCC. The one thing about being a part of this wonderful show, Sunday Stacks, we kind of give people perspective. And even though, sometimes you might think, hey, every week, can I figure out how to stack up? How can I improve? How can I be better? And for me, it's no different. It's a simple week that, for those who out here, it's been stacking really well. But this week was a crazy week for me. So, just dealing with having the kids and, dealing with the kind of weeks that we were having, it's been a crazy week of snow and blizzards and all kind of stuff. So we kind of got stuck in the house a little bit this week. So for those who understand FCC, Family Community Company, you got to always have family first, especially when you work from home. So that's a whole nother story, but I'll touch on that in a little bit. But definitely was a week of preparation. Most importantly, tax preparation. Yes, I had to get my taxes right because it was time to get that season going. For those who are entrepreneurs out there, you understand as much as you still have to run your business and balance everything else you have going on in your life, it's that time you got to stop and say, oh, here's my silent partner called Uncle Sam. Yes, Uncle Sam, that silent partner that all of us have out there. And sometimes we don't realize that he wants his cut. He comes and says, "Hey, it's my year. It's time for me to get my cut." And hey, sometimes you gotta be ready to pay your partner. So, it was a week of just kind of being in preparation, getting to prepared, learning how to maneuver through the crazy blizzardy week we had dealing with children. But Shemekka, let me ask you, how's it stacking up for you this week?
This week was really good. I'm so appreciative of having the opportunity. This past week, we kicked off our DEI champions and leaders, giving a peer support kickoff to our virtual engagement. So, this group is for those that are in the DEI space, maybe transitioning in or out of the DEI space. We are creating an atmosphere, sharing resources, and creating a pathway to thrive in these changing times. So, if you are still interested in checking out the group, don't hesitate to go over to shemekkaebony.com and secure your seat for the virtual seats. We have a couple of more months we'll be convening. We have a list serve that we've already started, a resource list. And one of the common things I noted that came out of this group is a lot of um, the how we need to handle with care the fear mongering that's happening with media and maybe even our work environments of causing you to feel anxiety and fear from that. So I've been mindful of how this is showing up with my stacking this week and working with other people. And then the other thing that I'm most so excited about is that the community Girls Advocacy Network out of Sierra Leone, led by the executive director Monica Kabia. She is working with the girls to launch the first global girls conference starting this week. So we are so
Whoa,
excited
whoa.
about the work that these young girls are doing. I get the honor of having a session on Saturday morning, bright and early for them to kick off leadership and empowerment and empowering the girls of this generation for the next. And I am honored to be able to hold that space. So it's stacking for me in getting things in order to not only make sure I can sustain myself as a business owner, but how can I sustain and inspire and empower the next generation of girls trying to be the change they want to see in their communities.
That is so beautiful, Shemekka. I love the work that you're doing. So it does sound so amazing to hear how things are snacking up for
Yeah,
you.
it's kicking
Yes.
off Women's History Month.
What? I know, right? It was we already ahead of ourselves. I know we're still in the midst of Black History Month, but definitely yes, preparation is always everything, as we said before. So that is awesome that you're doing the work you're doing just across the board, from working with DEI leaders to the work you're doing overseas in Sierra Leone. But let me hear this right. You're gonna be waking up early in the morning. I mean, I know you're not gonna touch down in Sierra Leone, but you come into them virtually. I mean, I know there's a little time difference going on there.
Right. There is about a 5 hour time difference, but when she asked me if I could show up, they're going to be in my session at 7 a.m. So I said, you know what? If these girls are going to get up on a Saturday morning at 7 a.m. to hear what I have to say, then it's worth me getting up at what, 2 a.m. my time to have that opportunity to pour into those young girls and everyone connected, the stakeholders, the parents, the family members, and community members. So I'm excited about what God is going to manifest with this group as we prepare. I'm looking forward to really taking my space and hopefully inspiring these young girls to be transformative servant leaders in their community. So I'm really excited about that. But let's not mention when we talk about houses stacking. This week we got hit with a super
Tell them
surprise
about it.
with each day, each
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 day.
day since the holiday this past Monday, we have had children in our face for
In our face. I mean,
without our permission. They didn't go to school. Without our
no
permission,
permission. Just
they left
nature
from
said, hey,
home.
your kids
Said remote
can't get to
work.
school. You gotta, and see, for those who understand, I get it. Some parents drive and the commute every day, get your kids to school, then you go to work and so forth. And yes, when you're snowed in, you gotta change your schedule. But for us, we work from home. So it's not like work actually stops just because now all of a sudden your kid has to be home, right? And all of a sudden, yeah,
Exactly.
right. It's like we still have to work. And it's trying to explain that because we're not just working with people within our own community that are being snowed in too. We're with people all around the country, all around the globe. So sometimes, like, the work can't stop just because we got a little bit of snow on the ground. So it's just one of those things where, my kids, particularly, like, anytime that they're home, they think daddy's here to entertain them, right? So I'm always having to play Nerf battles with them, or, we got our little thing, we'll watch our little shows and things of that nature. But I'm like, daddy got to work. Daddy got to get these calls and daddy got projects, proposals, inputs. I got so many things to do, but
Okay.
but trying to get the kids to get on that same page. But I mean, you see the diligence. I mean, you hear about Shemekka. I mean, for people who have to figure out what it takes, I mean, from early mornings trying to do organizations with groups around the globe to just being a parent who can't have, seats to work because your kid's home for a snow day. You still got to feed them like it's lunchtime. They still about tired, like they need nap times. It's like, but we still got to keep
Right.
on going and enduring and trying to manage and balance that schedule. One of the greatest things I heard Shemekka and shit at is like there's no such thing as balance, right? You have to learn how to be comfortable with imbalance.
Well, yeah, I call it balance is fluid.
Hmm.
So if we release ourselves from the limited, constraining imagery of what we've been told with yin and yang and the perfect fit. If we can be flexible to understand that we can still be the same circle shape, but sometimes my load of what I carry may be bigger and that causes you to shrink as my partner. And then there are going to be times when your part of the circle is bigger and I'm going to need to shrink to keep it moving.
Hmm.
And so I appreciate the fluid balance that we get to interact with one another as we are not only just we're family, community, and company, like in theory and practice. So working with you, being able to consider that and being able to be flexible. Our entrepreneurship journeys and business owner journeys allow us and afford us the freedoms to be flexible with our kids and teach them while they're remote learning from home. Look, they told them remote learning and didn't send any work.
No, no work. And then
They weren't even in there long enough to get work before everything started shutting down.
let me say this though, for those parents, them real OG parents, like just imagine a week of remote learning for your kids. You got to work from home, still get your work done. And then this weather had the audacity when your kid has a scheduled party to hang out with their friends to still be available. So the whole week we can't do anything, but now it's a birthday party on a Saturday, and somehow I still got to be at that as well too. So you got to have your kid all week, and you still got to show up for their
You
buddies'
just
birthday
say
parties.
there were a lot of parents that made excuses and didn't show up. So shout out to the brilliant bunch for always being committed
Always,
to show up,
always down.
even when we don't have to. Even when there's no necessarily benefit to us, we still show up because we want to be representative to show our children the power of our character and committing our word. We had every grace reason not to attend, but hey, we did it. We
We did it.
didn't.
We get it done.
We
So
showed up.
let's get into the meat of the matter, or at least the veggie, as I like to say. So definitely. So what we got going on? We're gonna get the people. I know they're excited because you've been doing it. You've been on fire lately. So I'm excited for what this today's gonna hold for us.
You know, when as we are transitioning into how we prioritize things and focus, we're shifting into our Soulful Sunday segment. And this week's Soulful Sunday segment has been inspired by my lived experience expertise. But I want to start with the topic of what you're searching for is waiting on you.
Mm.
And what I found this week, I've been waiting on some news. I have been waiting diligently and faithfully on hearing back from some things that I had put out before God. I was waiting on a response and I was looking and I was searching and I was waiting. Now, the beautiful thing that I first celebrated at this level of waiting is that I wasn't getting antsy, I wasn't making excuses, and I wasn't getting the attitude or there was no more evidence or residue of me being impatient about waiting. I remember sharing with someone, my faith fail is not on this thing, right? So there was no, I'm waiting, I'm looking, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. And I was looking and I was searching. And the whole time, there was a whole week of time suspended where I was searching and couldn't find what I was looking for, but it was right there in front of me the whole time.
Mm.
I just wasn't looking with the right uh, timing to align with me getting to my promise. And so when I talk about this in the aspect of Soulful Sunday, how many times have we found ourselves believing for something, looking for something, having an expectation for something, and then when we don't see it where we were looking for it at all, let's prime example, a parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
You parked your car out there, you know it. You left it there. You got out of your car, you went in that store, and when you got out, your faith level was strong to know that it was in this parking lot that you were supposed to find your car. For whatever reason, it is not located until it's the time for it, the appointed time for it to be found. And whether that appointed time lines up with you setting an alarm on your car to better find it or recognize it, there's something that you have to do to get into position to get what you've been looking for.
Mm.
And that is what I'm sharing with you on our Soulful Sunday is, are you in position? Are you going after and in position to receive what that is that you declare and decree that you're looking for?
Mm.
Because the thing that may be hindering you from having full access to getting what you want is not that you've been denied, it's just that you're not ready to see it. Whether you look in the opposite direction, whether you're looking under the wrong bush, whether you're barking up the wrong tree, you have to recenter yourself and get into position so that you can get what you're looking for and it's waiting on you already. You just need to get to where you need to be to receive it and find it.
I love that. I love the perspective of what you're searching. I think my life, as I reflect on your words, has been a perfect kind of beacon of that because this is the first year, I've kind of slowed down in a lot of traditional ways. I've weaned off of social media. I've kind of backed down on a lot of messaging that initially was trying to search for and push for and get people's recognition for or notice me here. And then as soon as I started to kind of get weaned down and kind of felt like I did enough, then more the floodgates of what I thought I want is starting to come find me, right? It's the most ironic thing, right? This not trying to look for it as hard anymore. It found me because it was already meant for me. And I think that's the part we
Mhm.
get confused is that we think there's something extraordinary that we have to do to be considered special or for our life to be ticking. But sometimes once you get into your true authentic self and you're in a position of being involved in things that you're truly obsessed with or it comes natural to you, that tends to be the thing that you excel at. And sometimes it's hard because it comes so naturally to us, we don't realize that we're actually winning always. You're always in a state of winning. You're always in a state of having the thing that you're looking for just for having the ambition, just for having the motivation or inspiration. So I think
Mhm.
that's the key is just realizing what is it that we're really looking for is the energy that connects us to the thing we think we're supposed to have. And it's that whole journey of the process of thinking you're waiting or searching for something, but that thing is already yours, but you're kind of taking the steps towards it. And it's
Mhm.
bearing that thing
Yeah.
and just understanding the patience and persistence for it to clearly kind of more so, I've had so many things in life that I've already kind of had in my possession, and it required my mentality and my mental seeing it correctly to put the pieces
Right.
back together.
That part. Like what I love about what you said is it's some the thing that you are looking for needed you to be mature enough to handle that.
That's it. That's exactly what I was trying to word at.
And so when you mature, then the access, the filters, the blinders are removed, and you are given a access to see something that might have been right in front of you the whole time. You just weren't seeing it through seasoned eyes or mature eyes. You had to quit crying about it. You had to quit having a pity party first. You had to get it out of your system, the why me gods and the why am I denied. God had to allow you to see that stuff in you so that it could do its have its perfect work to get through you and get out of you and you get delivered from that so that you can walk in maturity in this place that we were in search of.
I love it. I love it. So, hey, I'm definitely inspired by that,
Yeah,
Shemekka.
we
Hey,
want to hear from y'all. Like, how is the Soulful Sunday segment hitting and resonating with you? What is it that you're looking for that you feel like you're being denied from? And what can you use from this week's message to help you get into position to get yourself together, shake yourself loose, get the get the mat out your eyes, make yourself see clearer because of your willingness to be in pursuit of becoming more mature and a better version of yourself. We want to hear it in the comments. So make sure if you're at sundaystacks.com, you're listening to us on YouTube. Holla back. If you see this on Instagram at Sunday Stacks Podcast, you see a segment on or a clip, we want to hear from you. Hit us up in the comments. Like, what are you looking for that you feel like you're almost there, or what was it that was being held up for your maturity, and you have a testimony about it, about how you actually got in position to find and receive what you were looking for that was already set aside and available just for you. So definitely leave a comment, let us know what's going on and how this is landing with you as we bring you your soulful Sunday segment this week.
so good. So, as we take a moment, just want to give a quick little sidebar. I want to make sure you all are checking out our different platforms. You know, I want you to check us out on Instagram, Michael Stewart-Isaacs. Definitely check out my beautiful bride, Shemekka Ebony. That's how you stay in contact with us. We definitely want to stay in touch with you all. Keep in touch with our movement. Check out the Brilliant Bunch, everything we have going on. If you're interested in ever booking a talented motivational speaker such as myself, please definitely
Yes.
check out Stewart-Isaacs.com. You will be able to find my bio and information, register with my agency, get with them, and definitely find some time to bring me to a college, university, or any other institution that would need someone to really get people to a place where they're excelling. And just like we teach here at Sunday Stacks, we want to make sure week for week you're getting better and improving. So want to make sure you check that out. So again, check out
Mhm.
Stewart-Isaacs.com. Any announcements on your side, Shemekka?
I just want to let you know you're special, you're appreciated, and you're loved. And if you need
Oh.
a reminder of that, then don't hesitate to take a self reflective journey with me with the While I'm Getting Naked reflective journal. Let's tap in, let's get into the better version of ourselves by letting go of the things about ourselves that we don't want anymore. And so, with that, let's get on with some of these distractions that cause us to see ourselves in a way that may be dimmer than the light that's inside of us with our
Whiz of the week. Yes, yes, yes. Whiz of the week. Yes, our favorite segment that really makes sure you all understand that there's a lot of things that like to distract you out there. But we here at Sunday Stacks like to mention what the distractions are, but at the same time, we give you solutions like our Soulful Sunday that really help you stay on focus. That the only thing that really matters is your family, community, and company. And so, thus, the distraction shouldn't bother you. But N- nonetheless, we have a bunch of them this week. I mean, we have Doge. Yes, Doge is making all the headlines. That is the Department of Government and was it efficiency?
efficiency.
Yes, this
Yes.
is Elon Musk's charge department, charged by the president Donald Trump to try to weed out government inefficiencies, corruptions, overspending, and they've listing several things that they were going after, and they've been going after slashing a lot of jobs in federal government, and it's just been creating such a windstorm through our country. I mean, because federal government doesn't just mean in DC, that means offices, field offices, and different.
National.
I mean, so this is jobs, this is people who have mortgages, this is people who have different obligations, kids in college. I mean, you name it, and we're just saying, hey, let's just get rid of those jobs because, well, we can't afford it anymore. So now we're just creating a different type of problem. And also, too, we have why Target. Yes, we are now going to unpack this new trend that is going around where people are saying, hey, Target, you have to answer for all your commitments you had after the George Floyd, DEI. And let's not forget, Target is actually out of Minneapolis. I never thought about that, right? Minnesota, like that's where George Floyd passed away. So they made a lot of promises to the community. And people are now saying, Target, it's time for you either keep to those promises or you're gonna have to find out the hard way. So yes, they why Target, we got that going on. And it's also the season. Shemek, you have to break this one down for me. Tell me what's going on. Break down some of this news, what you're seeing, and how we can connect it to some different revelations.
Yes, so there is a I guess a nationwide potential protest of Target on February 28th. And not only has there been a unified protest of African Americans, they're asking for there to be something called a blackout. And with that blackout, I heard that, I think this was Pastor Jamal Bryant, added on a 40-day fast,
Mhm.
which aligns with the spiritual season of Lent. And so with Lent, so those of you that may not know, it that this year is going to start March 5th and end on Thursday, April 17th or Saturday, April 19th. Depends on your denomination as to how long you all honor the Lent season. But it's a time to sacrifice things that may be a regular part of your life or maybe a regular part of your routine. And so there has been some speculation that there's a faith push to fast and pray and protest and boycott Target, which
Mm.
circles back around to why just Target? Because there are several other companies that made some promises not only during George Floyd's time, but just overall to push equity a little further. And now it seems like they've picked up on a federal pass with an executive order and not honoring it. I am just saying I'm absolutely encouraging you if you want to black out on the 28th, black out over there to Shemekka.com where we've been selling black people stuff, brown people stuff this entire time. So I'm looking forward and sitting back and watching to see my numbers of sales increase on this day. Because if you're in my circle, if you're in our reach and you've heard this and you've seen this and you're protesting Target, then I expect that you, when you fast from Target, that you fast unto shopping more with black-owned businesses. And I will put my plug in there and shoot my shot to say, while you're protesting Target, come to Shemekka.com. We have disposable palm leaves. products from Detox. We have BVP coffee that is like moving and shaking, black man owned. Like we have I Am Brilliant t-shirts. We have While I'm Getting Naked and Sanctuary Life reflective journal books. And the list goes on. So we are selling. We're open. We've been open. So while you're protesting and fasting from Target, make sure you fast yourself unto over there to Shemekka.com and keep this momentum going and invest in a black business by shopping with us.
I love that. And let's not overlook, right? So I know we were talking about Doge earlier, and I mean, you can't help but to allow for this comedic president we have to constantly keep making headlines. And he did not, disappoint with one more headline in terms of the Wizard of the Week. I'm not sure if you had a chance to see this, y'all out there, but President Donald Trump held a Black History Month event at the White House.
Yes,
And if any of y'all have not seen this, please take time to go online and go see this. Yes, Tiger. Yes, word to Tiger Woods.
He's gonna
Yes.
have a statue
Oh
one
my
day.
goodness, he's gonna have a statue, and so many other people are gonna have statues on here, right?
But he can't be alive to get
Right.
it. That's his thing.
That's man.
50 more years, he can get a
If
statue.
you all have time, please, for the sake of this Wizard of the Week, please go check out that Black History Month. I mean, President Donald Trump, I mean, God bless his heart, but he cannot help the fact that he has a mindset that has a superiority complex to other people. And he tried his best to read the script and do what he needed
That
to
felt
do.
like his first time reading it. It
That
sounded like his first, like he was surprised.
he was trying to honor different African Americans. There's some people he pardoned in his first term, and so many others that just kind of been across the playing field, either Republicans or poor. I mean, the way he talked to Tim Scott, oh my gosh, that's a whole nother thing. But I mean, anyone who has a chance, please check it out. I can't even go through the list of faux pas that this man does not care that he just does whatever. But again, this is where we're at today, and the Wizard of the Week is always something that brings a different insight to all the different things that we can pay attention to that can distract us. And we always like to bring a little bit of sobering clarity to this that a lot of times we just say, hey, focus on that FCC,
Yes,
family,
and
community,
Trump
company.
is an entertainer, so we're not saying that he's a whiz because he's got chosen to be the president. We're expressing that the things that he's doing is the whiz because it's making people upset and angry and disheveled and distracted.
No, yes. And we do call ourselves the FCC, but hello, Doge. We're not the FCC, so
Don't
please
come
don't
after
don't
us.
come after us. We don't need no cutbacks here. So, but with that said, I guess we'll go ahead and start looking to wrap the show. But Shemekka, as always, are there any house cleaning just to tell people about the phenomenal networks we're a part of?
Yes, please make sure that you stay connected. If you haven't joined our mailing list or listserv, check us out on our social media platforms and get connected because we, as you know, each year we be outside. And
Outside
we have some things coming up. We have the Women of Power Summit with Black Enterprise that we are
Las
going to Las
Vegas.
Vegas to be a part
Viva
of. So
Las
shout
Vegas.
out if you're meeting us out there in Vegas at the Black Enterprise Women of Power Summit. We will be in the building. We'll see you. And listen, if you hear this and you see me at the Women of Power Summit, if you come up to me and say, Sunday Stacks podcast told me to say while I'm getting naked, and you will have a book in your hand, complimentary of Shemekka Ebony.
And just for those who don't know, the Sunday Stacks is brought to you by I Am Brilliant, iambrilliant.org. I Am Brilliant is here to serve you in so many ways, particularly helping you with your messaging needs. So definitely check out iambrilliant.org and get further information. But if you see that sign that says I Am Brilliant, that's the ones you come up to. That's Sunday Stacks, that's Shemekka Ebony, that's Michael Stewart-Isaacs. And while I'm getting naked, we'll be in the building.
Yes.
So we'll make sure that, we definitely want you all to just get immersed in our world, and we look forward to connecting as always. Shemekka, thank you so much for a phenomenal episode. Is there anything else you need to share with the people?
Make sure you reach out to us, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel with Sunday Stacks. Make sure you let us know what you want to hear, things that are important to you. And if you are an entrepreneur or small business in Eastern North Carolina, we want to let you know that there are some resources out there and we know some people to connect you to get you what you need. So thank you so much for your dedication, loyalty. Check out Black Girl Magic Market if you need business support resources. Black Girl Magic Market group on Facebook to get what you need to be connected to vendor events and upcoming appearances services and how to find us outside. So we'll be putting our tour info up soon. So make sure you check us out on our social media platforms and our websites. That's ShemekkaEbony.com. Come shop with Shemekka at Shemekka.com. And make sure you stay connected with us on IamBrilliant.com, SundayStacks.com. And we want to hear from you soon.
All right. So as we wrap each episode, we definitely always like to remind you that I
I
am
am
brilliant
brilliant,
and
and you
you are
are
too.
too.
Thank you again for checking out Sunday Stacks, and we will see you next week. Peace.